not gonna lie. August 18th, 2026, Royal Palm Beach Strikers monthly soccer meeting. All rise. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, call to order here at 6:34 p.m. Roll call, Vanessa Donadio,
Here.
Amy Santiago,
Here.
Fernando Casale,
Here.
Rocco Ferriolo, myself, Mel Hassan. Missing is Treasurer Matt Quinn and our referee assigner and registrar Shinoy Ragaraj. Reports for the, the minutes. Did everybody have an opportunity to read the minutes that Fernando had sent out?
Yes.
Very well written, I might add.
Yes.
Fernando GPT was right on task. All right. So, does anybody have any objections to the minutes?
No.
And that was for what month, Fernando?
June. That's when we had the last meeting.
April was our last board meeting.
No, June.
Was it June? Okay, I couldn't find the minutes on that.
Yeah, June.
All right. So, would anybody like to put a motion?
Motion to accept June's meeting minutes.
I second that.
All righty. Any opposed? June 2026 minutes are accepted and approved. Treasurer's report. Without Matt being here, he was unable to forward that to us. There's actually a few months that we need to be able to obtain and accept for approval. So hopefully at the next meeting when he's present, we'll have access to all of that. Registrar referee report, again, Shinoy is not present, so we will not be able to go that. Any open comments from membership? Nothing. All righty, unfinished business. And we've got a lot of stuff to go over today, guys, so let's do this as efficiently as possible. So with the rec program, coaches have been assigned for the majority. I'd say maybe about 95% of the teams. Teams have been created, and I'm currently working on the roster. That's been a work in progress for the last 2 months. I think we're pretty good on it. The U18 or the U19 age group is holding me back considerably because some of those kids are attached to siblings or whatever. So I'm unable to complete that because of the safe sport requirements. I've sent 3 emails out on that already. I didn't know if it was going through or something. Finally, somebody had responded back to me last night asking where the requirements were. So I had to walk them through that because the diagram apparently didn't help anybody. Fernando?
Do you have a list for all the players that are going to be in required safe sports?
It can be filtered in there. And all I do is send the email to those people that it is. And again, we're not going to go one by one calling people.
Okay.
All right? You read your emails, and you show up to practice. If you haven't been safe sport, go home. That's it. And then when you finish your requirements, you come.
The reason I told you that is...
I have one coach requested, no lie, 9 players. And all of them,
Who's that?
coincidentally, are either 18 or 19, and they don't have their safe sport requirement fulfilled. Sorry, don't know what to tell you. Like, I can't hold it up because of these kids. So, and I'm, you know, and I'm, 9 people. Nine people for one team requesting. Obviously, I can't do that. There's another coach, and I'm going to address this at the rec meeting and everything. Another coach, and I keep track, I have folders and all this. One coach in rec, 6 players, and I'm not, this isn't anything with you or anything like that. He didn't really, you didn't request people, you like, hey, if they're around and they don't have anywhere to go, that kind of thing, that's
I
fine.
was willing to trade Stella for
No, but
another
it's,
player.
but it's the same coaches repeatedly.
Gotcha.
And this season, 6, and, the emails are just so heartwarming. They lost their desire to play soccer until they had this coach, and the passion is back, and, can you please have, no, he's going to play soccer without passion, apparently. I mean, that's just the way it's going to be. No, and we're going to stop this because it's ridiculous. And then I look at the history of the teams, and it's the same coach every year. No, that's not how this works. If you want the same coach every year, play competitive soccer, and we'll make sure you lose your passion. All right. Sorry, I'm just this time of the year is very stressful. I'm just letting you know.
The pink looks good on you, though,
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you,
It
Rocco.
brings out your eyes. a little.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Status of level 2 background checks, which is the fingerprints, apparently. Do we have any update on that, Vanessa?
I have not heard from Shanoy if we can get somebody to come out to do it. I have,
If you can come on up and introduce yourself, sir.
I am starting to monitor the rec to start doing it.
They have limited vendors that they can use that FISA uses. The problem is they're anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks behind to get the in-person to come in. Positive part, if we were able to do it, is instead of paying the higher fee, we would pay the $84 fee instead.
I already did that part.
So that's the only issue that we have. But
So what are so theoretically, they've completed the level 1 background.
which is no good anymore.
So good, that's removed.
But when I say that, isn't the first part of level 2?
No.
Do you have to answer the questions? I forget what I even did.
No.
It's just a fingerprint, that's it?
So in your GOT Sport right now,
'Cause why is everybody coming up pending?
because in your GOT Sport account, any coaches that started the other requirements right now, and they're completing their safe sport and all that, they can go ahead and do all that stuff. But because they started the process, it's going to show pending in the system right now in GOT Sport. So the advice that I have for you guys at this point, because we're running out of time, is maybe put something out with the local vendors, whoever they are, we'll get the list, put it out, and they're going to have to go on their own and get this stuff done.
Yeah, I already have it to where it's very easy. They don't even have to talk to anybody, go to UPS, it's self.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that are around, but they have to still do the requirements following the directions. I believe I sent you the email.
Yes.
They have to follow that and do that because it has to go into the ACA clearinghouse. And once they get that done, I would suggest that they provide you with written proof that they went and actually had it done, because it may take a couple of weeks to actually get something back from FISA, because Jackie is the only one that is actually reviewing this. And my last conversation with her is she's 4 to 6 weeks behind on everything.
This is going to be on FYSA or US Soccer or whatever. They implement, age change, this whole league nonsense, and the competing governing bodies, and the level 2, and they're all hitting on the same year.
Unfortunately, the level 2.
But they can't expect programs just to stop and wait for them.
The problem with the whole level 2 is it's a state statute that was passed. DeSantis gave a waiver last year. It was supposed to start a year ago in July. He did not give that waiver this year. So as of July 1st, all sports are supposed to have a level 2. I have been in contact with them in reference to how to tweak it a little bit, because the premise when this came up was to get one level 2 background check done, whether it's through your employer or whoever, and that you would be good for the full 5 years across the board. The problem is a lot of the legal teams and a lot of the entities right now are still afraid of releasing information. So a lot of us who work for the school districts, i.e. coaching or refereeing with them, you already get your level 2 background check. But the school district is refusing to release that information because they're afraid they're going to get sued. So we're trying to get some amendments done, which will be for the next legislative process. I actually have somebody working on it, where we're going to try to get them to amend the statute a little bit that they will have to provide that information as long as you have a level 2 background check. Because the preference and the premise of the conversation I had with them originally was that it was going to be one place for the data. They would get the level 2 background check, provide it to the organization, and they would get a code. So the only difference with the level 2 now is your fingerprints are on file. And it's still not going to change anything if somebody was to get in trouble, which is a 0.001%. They have maybe 5 people a year that get in trouble, and most of the time it's not even because they did something wrong. It's usually clerical. But if somebody did get in trouble, automatically, once it hits the FDLE database, it goes to the desk in Tallahassee, and they're going to reach out to the organization and say, hey, Mal, one of your coaches came back with this over here. Please have them take care of this, or they're no longer eligible to participate until this is taken care of.
All right, so bottom line is our rec coaches can go ahead, do like we did it before, do the fingerprints, and we get hit with the lower price though.
Yes,
still,
because
correct?
I signed
'Cause
up
it's a
for us to be automatic.
All right.
The prepay?
Yes.
So the thing is, because she did the prepay ahead of time, we just don't share the code with everybody because we don't need everybody in their
They
logo
have
out
to
there.
pay $85.
It's 84
plus-
something.
Plus their time, and their gas to drive to a place to get it done. I'm so happy that U.S. Soccer and FYSA, and they've made things so easy for all of the volunteers that help run the programs that feed
Well,
their.
We'll talk more about the pathway in the future of what's going on. There's a 5-year pathway that's going on, and we discussed that up at the AGM. So I can go over the highlights of some of that stuff, which will make it easier for our programs. And if things are implemented the way that we're looking at, it will save our program between $30,000 and $50,000 over the next 5 years.
All right, well, thank you. Is it just me, or is Bill looking extra handsome tonight? You got a haircut. Is that what it is? Yeah, you're looking very handsome, Bill, thank you.
He said he had a haircut for the occasion.
All righty. All right, last date to register for the fall season. This Saturday, This Saturday, we'll cut it off. On 8/22, the waiting list will start. And our price hike, our fee hike will also take place Sunday at 12:01 a.m. And at that time, we will add teams as needed within those 2 days. Anything after that, anything after the coaches meeting, which is going to be held on Monday, then Fernando will add new players or whatever. I want you doing, again, I'm going to say this at the coaches meeting. I think we had a lot less last season. Don't want modifications. I put so much time into this, like crazy. I mean, just so you know, like, okay, but just so you know, like, and here I have a list right now of all the teams. Like on every team, there's the exact same amount of people on every team, in every age group. On the co-ed teams, there are the exact amount of girls on every team. On every roster, there's the exact amount, same amount numbers of, like in U10, 9-year-old, U9s and U10s, like, and then you have to break it into all the days and the times and the sibling group and all that stuff. I had a volunteer contact me today to coach, and I was like, awesome, this will be so cool. Hey, which one's your kid? He's got 5 kids in the program, and they were all on teams already. And it's not the same last name as him. 2 have one name, 3 have a different name. He's got a different name. How would I know that they're all connected? So I had to, and then I had to like make it to put the teams even, and then go back into like who was supposed to be. Yeah, so like this modification stuff, you can add the people, just making life easier for you. Make me the bad guy. I have no problem. All I can do is add people, and if you don't like it, we're sorry.
The first 2 days it's gonna work, and after that, you're gonna say, move it.
We'll see. Because I get so impatient. I get so impatient with things. All righty, so, so coaches' meeting will be this Monday. Ron, we're good with the rec center. I believe I sent something out, 50 or 60 chairs, 2 head tables, and a dry erase. Fall season schedule, Fernando and I spoke earlier today, and we agree the first practice will be August 31st, and the last game, which will be our finals, will be on November 14th. We also agreed, unless anybody objects to this, that there will be no Sundays this season, and for a couple of reasons.
The more important?
No, well, number one, well, let's go in order of importance. The fall season is NFL football. People don't like to miss that, all righty, myself included.
Number one.
And then church is the second one, all righty.
So pictures is not on a Sunday then?
No.
So, no. And Fernando contacted our vendor for a picture. I guess they weren't very happy about it because they're still waiting on all these answers from other sports programs and events. Okay, you're waiting for that, so we're like last? No, it doesn't work that way. All righty. We did, however, build 3 days in for rainouts for Sundays. Those would only be used in the event there were like, say, 5, 6, 7, 8 games that need, if it's like a handful of games, they can be redone on a Friday night. That's not a big deal. All right. Start of games, I would like all games. What time did you start them last year?
I need to see the quantity, like we talked.
We used to start them at 8 though, didn't we, when Sean was around?
8:30.
8:30?
8:30 and others start at 9.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but-
that's like 2.0 us. But when Sean was around, didn't it used to start 8?
9. When Sean was around, I think it was 9. I don't think it was that early.
No, I thought it was 8 because we'd always have to go out to the fields early, like when it was still dark out, to make sure on rain
20
days.
years ago.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Works out well because I get up there early with Rocco, and there's a lot of stuff that has to be done prior to starting the games.
All right, so let's do 8:30 then, I guess.
The problem we're gonna have is, like I told you, I need to sit down with you, I need to see, how many teams per division and all that. And we're gonna need to see how all these games gonna be played in the fields.
Well, and again, I'm holding out on certain age groups, but just so you know, right now I'm looking at,
Wait, let me.
Hold on,
And
you gotta
then-
take notes. Because this is gonna,
and when I say this is what I'm looking at, if we get like more than 10 U6s in the next week and a half, this isn't, whatever. But 10 teams in U6, 14 teams in U8,
Wait, how many?
12 teams in U10 boys, 4 teams in girls. However, I'm playing around with the idea right now because of the low numbers of girls of making the U10 co-ed. And unfortunate, I don't know, it's a fortunate, unfortunate, whatever. Our U10 girls rec from the spring season, we were able to make a U10 and U11 competitive team from that. So we lost a considerable amount of girls to our own club, which is fine. And, if it was something else, then that would be an issue. So we're either going to have 10 boys teams and 4 girls teams, or we're going to have 12 boys teams and no girls teams.
12
Yeah.
Co-ed, yeah.
No, we're either going to have 10 boys and 4 girls, or we're going to have 12 co-ed.
Oh, 12,
All right.
okay.
That
So
makes
wait,
sense.
so let's looking for the worst.
Okay, just hold on, let me keep going, if you want to hear worse. U12, 12 teams. U14, 6 teams. And U19, 6 teams. So we're looking at 64 teams right now.
Whoa, that's
Crazy.
going to be very tough on scheduling,
8 was 14.
14?
very tough on scheduling.
It's
Nice.
going to be brutal.
U9?
I would also like to water the fields between games
Well,
this season.
Fortunately for us, the fields are used to not having water because it's all dead out there. Everything's burned out there. Horrible.
The field look like this?
Yeah, it's pretty rough. For what ones?
Oh, the
eight-
U4?
Okay.
These are the 6s, the 8s, the 14s are 12, or I'm sorry, the
Yeah,
10s
I
are
got it.
12.
So the 6 is how many?
The 6s are 10. And like, they're on the verge of not being, I'd rather not put 9 on.
Just, I want to get
Seeing this,
stuff ready.
I can tell you that we'd like to the U14 and U19 start at 8. Because we're gonna have in these fields at least 4 games every Saturday, at least. And that's not gonna change your time for the competitive, it's gonna be around 3 o'clock.
Right now, with the way the competitive stuff is, it's tight as it is.
8, 10, 12, 2. You're gonna have
But again, on our Zone A field, I don't know who made it Field 5 when we have a Field 5, but whatever. On the last zone, Zone D.
yes, well, we put field 5 when it's.
Zone D, and I've never understood this, that field, that zone is always the first one finished. So
Yes.
those comp games need to start earlier for
No,
those
wait,
games.
No, because you forget that when the little ones finish, we start 2 U10 games over there. So that's the field, is
Yeah.
that one.
Earliest we could start comp games based on the previous schedules.
One is 1 and 2.
Yeah, and unfortunately, realistically, it's like around 3 o'clock because Fernando and I talked earlier. The issue is with all these extra teams that come in, he's got to find the space, especially like the 12s or maybe the 10s and stuff like that, to squeeze them in between. So it kind of pushes everything off. And then if we're not going to do games in the evenings on Sunday past 5 o'clock, it really hampers things because the coaches for the competitive really are going to be Friday night.
Well, keep in mind, there's not going to be any rec games on Sunday now.
On the emergency days, the 3 days, I have to lock those out because I can't use them. And the other problem now with the
Let's get
compet,
rid of an emergency day. We have 1 emergency day,
we have,
or 2 instead of the 3.
Why you wanna take it out?
Get rid of the first one. This way we can accumulate games.
October 11th, you want to get rid of that one? Okay.
Get rid of the first one so that we can kind of keep accumulating games that need to be
That's fine.
rescheduled and then throw them all in one pack on that day if we have to. All right, this way we keep the comp games going as easy as possible.
I'm going to start the comp games, I'm going to try to start the comp games early on Sunday, but I know with the pushback with church, we're probably looking at 11, 12 o'clock start on those
No,
days.
absolutely not. 9 o'clock, games start on
We
Sunday.
can push for it.
No, it's not a push for it. This is what
I'll
we
give
do,
him that.
9 o'clock.
Okay.
We got a spot at 9 for comp.
On Sundays, he's talking about, I guess 9 o'clock we'll start the comp games.
Yeah, 9 o'clock. Yeah, always.
I don't think the leagues allow you to.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do, as long,
No,
as long.
it depends on where they're coming from. It depends on where they're coming
If
from,
they're coming from
travel-wise.
down- Like down south, you have to agree upon it or something
Yeah,
like that.
so some leagues,
But 9 o'clock is good. They just
Oh,
don't
I
want
got no
like an
issue with
8
it.
They don't want like an 8 o'clock if you're like a Miami team or something like that.
not required, certain leagues will make it 11 o'clock, depending on the distance factor. Obviously, if they're coming from Naples, that's one of the exceptions to the rule. No, we don't, but we do have Naples teams coming. The only pushback that I unfortunately get is from the girls' teams when it comes to that on the morning games. So just be aware that when we do bring it up at the coaches' meeting, that's where the pushback's going to come, especially with like the 16s and the 17 girls.
Well, they're
It's
just gonna
always
have
an
to
issue.
wake up early and do their hair.
Stop
Get
going out the
ready.
night before.
But again,
Nothing
the
good happens.
pushback is going to become.
Oh,
no,
it
well,
doesn't help when the coach and the
pushback will come
manager
because of
push
the
back on it.
religious obligations. You know, I mean, there's a
The
lot of
girls'
people.
teams.
Oh, yeah, 13.
Help when the coach and the manager push back on that when it comes to the scheduling, because that's where I run into my most difficulty is with the girls' teams. And you know which coaches they are.
I'm going to make it very clear when games are being asked to be scheduled. I'm requesting that games are, we'd like to schedule a 9 o'clock game. If 9 o'clock is taken,
Then we go to the
then we
next
can
one.
do 11. If 11's taken, then we can do 12.
For Sunday
something. We're
scheduling-
not going to start at
Yeah.
there was 2 or 3 teams, every game they had start at like 5 o'clock at night. No, not doing that. You know, and that's, and again, we try to be as accommodating as possible.
Yeah.
But again, that's great. We're making it easier for your families. Nobody else cares. Like what?
So when I do that, you know, everybody call me and I say, listen, I have a game at 11. You can pick 9 or you can pick 1. So everything you do.
Yeah, we're going to start on Sundays first thing, and I'm not going to give the afternoon slots up until the other ones are actually full
That's
first.
it.
And that's just the way it's going to be with them. But what I do need, though, is I just need the support of everybody to say that's the way it is, because I know they like to bat their eyes, and it's like, oh, they'll ask for that exception.
And that's why this year, if you notice, I mean, for the next 7 days, I have 5 meetings that I'm going to attend for.
Yes, I know, my calendar book is full.
The coaches meeting tomorrow night. We've got
Managers,
with the
Parent
managers.
meetings.
Then we have the rec coaches.
Yep.
No, we have the board meeting tonight, comp coaches tomorrow, rec on Monday,
Parent meetings in between there.
parent on Sunday, which is going to lead me to my next thing. Who's going to run the show on Saturday? Because I'm not going to be there for the parent meeting.
I won't be there either.
That's, and totally neglected to think about the Vero tournament, but I need to be at the Vero, I need to be at the Vero tournament.
Euro tournament.
We've got 18 teams going up there.
Stay behind that day?
So, well, we have a couple of things here. Go back to the old way and we can cancel the meeting, which, boy, I'm not a fan of, simply because it's a good way for coaches and teams. It just makes Monday and Tuesday easier for me and Fernando when practices start. It's not a matter of like, you know, who's my coach, where, you know, blah, 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 who's this? It's kind of nice doing it on that Saturday. We can just eliminate the orientation altogether and just make it a meet the parent coach thing. And, or, I mean, by all means, if you guys want to yell out and do it,
If I do it, it's gonna be short and sweet. It is. You're not gonna be here either?
Put it in the chat that I wouldn't
he
be
isn't
here.
going to be, that's what I'm saying. When I saw you, I'm gone, I'm like, because I figured Rocco can do the speech and it's no big deal.
We do the other meeting at 12 and that's it. I mean, listen, I need to be anyway 2 hours early because a lot of people is not going to be contacted by the coaches like I know.
Yeah,
So I still need to be there with the rosters and all that 2 hours. Just to,
Yeah, but why would you be there that early if
Well, what if
everybody's being
there's-
told to get there at
There's gonna
11?
be coaches that aren't even gonna be there too, because their kids might be playing in Vero.
Yeah, no, obviously. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be tough. But there's no reason for you to be there before 11 because nobody's going to show up before 11.
well, the problem is, listen, when you put in the media that we have already the coaches meeting and people's going to start contacting you, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and nobody get called because nobody get called, as you know.
Yeah, that's how it always.
So normally what I do is when people start asking me, okay, I'm gonna be there at 9 o'clock or at 10 o'clock. So
Yeah,
if
but
you have
they-
any question, you can meet me over there.
And again, we
You don't need to
let.
answer calls.
But again, we stress, and this past season, what I received the least amount of calls ever with regards, say, hey, haven't heard from my coach yet, because we really, really stressed it at the meeting. And I additionally put in an email, if you haven't heard from your coach, don't contact me. And that's a good way to see how responsible your appointed coach is. So I throw it back at the coach to let them know, your parents are gonna know it's you, it's not us.
But the problem is, like I tell you, a lot of people contact Hannah, so Hannah.
Yeah,
told
through
me, so
social
I need to
media.
call them back.
Your call, if you guys wanna have it, do it, I mean,
Yes, but no, right? Like, I mean,
I think it's
I wish I
made
could
things
help
easier.
you.
But the problem is how many, I mean, when we had the meeting on Monday, how many coaches is gonna be there? Because if we have half of the coaches, no make sense start the meeting
On Monday?
when we meet
On the
Saturday.
orientation thing.
So
Oh,
how many
the
coaches?
other day, well,
That's the
we're
coaches
gonna
Monday.
talk on Monday. They've already been advised of all of this.
I understand.
Everybody's been told, this is your coach's meeting date, this is your parent meeting date.
There's only 20 coaches, 30 coaches. It's gonna be a nightmare for us.
So I don't know. You, again, I'll go along with what you guys want. I just know
Well, we can
without
do-
myself and Rocco gonna be there,
gonna be rough.
that's you three. If you're taking care of people at the concession stand, it's these two. Not gonna go well.
Me, I'm up in the air. I'll either be in Vero, somewhere else,
You're
or
gonna
if
end
you,
up in Vero.
or if you need me down here, I'll stay down here. It's whatever you guys want. You just tell me where to be.
What's that?
I mean, we can do like meet the coach, because I was planning on already having the ball, bags and everything ready for
Well,
them.
that's a great time to do it all that. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we still have, we eliminate the parent part and we just have the coaches. So we said 11 o'clock is the parent meeting and 12 o'clock is the meet the coach. Just start the coach stuff at 11 o'clock. And it takes so long when those people are coming for that, they're just gonna fill right in. No
So-
reason to talk, no reason to do any of that. Coaches, here, line up in your organized groups, and as people show up,
I need
hold your sign up
this
or whatever.
So that I
Yep.
can get, Anna helped me with the signs last year, so she could get the signs done,
Yep.
and then that way, it'll just be directing them to.
And you get some coaches
the
that aren't even gonna be there,
alternate
so.
All the teams are gonna be participating in Vero Beach?
18.
I
It's
have
a lot.
3.
Okay, what teams are not participating?
U8
There's-
Academy, U9 White, and so far U16 Boys White and U17 Boys Black.
Can the
There's
U16
one
and
more.
U17?
One more. So we're at 23.
We do. U18 Academy, U9 White, U17
White.
Boys Black, and U16 Boys White. That's 4. 18, 19, 21, 22.
Should be a fifth team.
Can we have one of the?
Oh, U10 girls, or U11 girls?
11 girls, that's it.
Can we have, Vanessa, one or two of the teams helping, so we can use them to organize the coaches and all that divisions?
They can, they're gonna be, oh, the ones that are
The
going?
ones that not participate, like a U16, U17, can they?
Yeah, I don't know for sure yet if 17 is going or not. I'm still waiting on that, and they may be using
And I
some of the
think
16
they're,
boys
yeah,
white.
they're gonna be combining kids, so that's basically a team not here.
Yeah, but
The,
I won't, I mean, I registered everybody else. I'm just waiting on that group. But the other ones are too small. That's U8 and U9 and U10.
No, I'm talking about the 15
The
and
bigger
16.
ones. And when is this meeting?
Next Saturday.
the 29th.
Oh, 29th.
So we're saying at 11 o'clock.
Well, so since we already put 11 o'clock out, you know,
Just do
parent
that.
meeting, whatever.
And make
So when the parents show up, well, what we're gonna do is just break you up into groups, welcome, thank you, and go to your,
Have a diagram of the practice fields for rec yet?
we'll have the practice schedules done by then, I think.
It goes up on that day too in the kiosk.
I mean, it has
Let
to
me ask
be.
you, you have already created teams, right? No, about the teams.
I need,
No, I'm talking about the teams, not the player, the teams.
Yes.
Because I can have,
but again, not really. That's what I'm, but not, most of them, but not really.
okay, because if you have it done, that part, I can start working already on the schedule. So you can have at the meeting,
Can't do that, because we're, like, I'm debating whether or not to have,
You're gonna have it done by Monday.
You gotta give it to the, out to the
by the
coaches.
coaches meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, by the coaches
But I
meeting.
told you,
Yeah,
after Monday, I can work in this.
yeah.
The only I need is Shinoy to approve the teams, so I can see it in my end.
So you guys know, I'm looking for 3 U6s,
Rocco, Vanessa, and Amy.
all righty, and then I'm looking for,
I've got enough on my plate.
I'm looking for either 2 or 4,
Wanna coach him?
either,
Have a coach over there.
either 2 or 4 U8s.
You 6.
They're the easy ones,
One
actually.
U10
U6.
girl.
Just throw a ball out there.
114 and 119. And it gets me mad because I had 110 girl, I had 114, and I had 119, and they pulled out after
The one
committing.
woman.
Yeah, and I'm glad. That's good. I wasn't feeling comfortable then
No.
anyways.
It was not good.
And you take care of my request?
And when you see this name on here, it's not the same one. I don't want you thinking it's the same one. Yeah, somebody different.
Oh, well, no, I think.
Yeah, all right. When I saw the last name, I'm like,
Another one.
just hoping to get rid of the name.
Family
all righty.
member is you.
Yeah, so rec coaches meeting is Monday, August 24th at 6 o'clock at the rec center. The parent/team meeting is Saturday, August 29th at 11 a.m. Practices start that Monday on 8/31 or on that Tuesday, September 1st.
Bless you.
All right, new business.
Uniforms. I talked to Vanessa, Tommy is contacting me via text,
And me.
and I sent it, I just.
I see I'm being cut out.
No, he just wants to deliver them.
I'm seeing I'm being cut out.
He's
That's
delivering
good,
them.
that's good.
They delivered it.
All right.
My only concern, like I told you before, is the U6. How we
The
gonna have
sizing.
It is what it is. I mean,
They're gonna have
we told him if he can't do it, then it is what it
And do you
is.
want to pick 2 teams for our sponsor, I think, so that I can get him to put the logos? Oh, no, not I think, I'm sorry. Mehi Panda. I have them as a sponsor again.
All right.
And they want to do 2 teams, so that way I can already give,
Nothing for, I think.
no, because we owed from.
All right.
But I'd already got their banners already ready. Rocco picked it up, the I think banner, so. And now I know when picture day is, so I know when I can do a sponsor day.
How about,
Do you want one?
I'm gonna make an executive decision over here. I would like, I think, being included on a team. That is our way of telling them how much we appreciate them, and we had made an error in neglecting to put them up last season. And I would like to keep relations good with them. Good people, good organization, and we can get a lot of free stuff, so.
Yeah, so the only thing is I would just need 3 teams so that I can give it to Tommy once we get the uniform. Yeah.
Let me go through and I'll tell you
Just pick
who
me
the,
3. And that way I'll get the
I
uniforms and stuff.
already know who one would be. You want?
Who's your team?
Go ahead.
As one?
Will be, I'll throw it in there
There you
for
go.
that one,
There you
and
go.
then
Or I think, or Mehi Panda?
we'll talk off.
Okay.
The other problem we're gonna have is the different quantity of teams that we have versus last year. So. We need
We-
new uniforms.
But we do have some left over
We
from
have
last
some,
season.
yeah.
Yeah, but you don't wanna mix the uniform, right?
Well, he's gonna have
No,
to.
in a case like that, yeah. Not gonna just like lose
We're
them.
not gonna buy uniform, we're gonna.
Nope. The reason, we are taking care of for this fall season and the spring season. We don't have to worry about uniforms. Huh? No, we purchased 3 seasons worth in one.
Good one.
We did one
Have some
already.
left over.
If we run short, in this, but if we run short in the spring, we'll just do the add-ons.
Okay, so you're gonna mix whatever we have here for the 2 seasons?
Doesn't matter, yep. Uniforms are uniforms, it's different kind of styles, it's the same brand, everybody will be happy.
Which would be good, because then we have, ahead of time, we know what we need to fill in for spring, if we use.
All right, new business, lights are being completed this week at Katz. The hardware was put up last week, and it's the control panels that are being worked on this week. They'll be back and available on Thursday. In the meantime, thank you to the village for finding us additional space. Our 7:30 comp teams have been relocated. The 6 o'clocks are still at Katz because they don't need the lighting. So we're good to go. And then tomorrow, all practices are canceled because of our coaches meeting. So we won't need Katz at all anyways, because that's a mandatory meeting.
Very smart move, too, by the way.
Yep. I know what I'm doing. Additionally, it gets smarter if you pay attention. If you pay attention to this one, Rocco will like this one also. The comp teams currently, Katz is all available. Why aren't we using all of Katz? We have all of Katz, we have Seminole, this. Put everybody on field 1 at Katz and at field 9 at Seminole. The reason I did it that way is once rec starts, we're not scrambling around trying to find another whole practice schedule. You guys are already on field 1, that's what we practice on for Tom. So we're good, so we don't have to mess around with that kind of stuff at that time. Then last thing, uniforms for we just talked about, balls, cones, pennies, trophies.
Already got them? Trophies I have not. It's just gonna-
Trophies.
we're gonna-
Are we gonna stick with our current vendor?
I can ask him for a catalog or something to look up to actually pick something,
Yeah,
not just a last minute thing.
Let's pick something out, and this way we get a better idea. We put a little bit too much faith in all of our vendors.
I have some vendor
I'd like
books
to
from the
be able to
state. If
see
you want me to turn them over to you, I could give you some stuff also with other vendors, trophies and stuff.
Okay. Pennies, balls, cones, you said
I got
we've got
pennies, I got balls, I got
packages for-
cones, I got bags, pretty much everything.
All righty, let's get a motion in to adjourn the meeting at 7:15 PM.
Motion to adjourn recreational meeting portion at 7:17 PM.
Second.
All righty, the recreation portion of the board meeting is adjourned at 7:17 PM. Call to order the competitive portion. President's report, DOC report. Coaches and managers have been assigned to all of our competitive teams. All teams have been created. All of the rosters have been made.
Yes, as of today, just waiting for the push of the button, and whoever's missing will then be
We'll
able
get
to.
in it. All righty, and league and tournament registrations are either completed or continuously being done.
Leagues are completed, other than the issues that we're having with the
They
duties.
responded, by the way.
Oh, I didn't
They
see the
responded,
response.
yeah. And they responded back to Shinoy. I replied back, first off, that was me. And I'm going to actually share that at the coaches meeting, because I want people to see like what we're having to go through.
Yes.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. Treasurer's report, we're going to have to shelf. Registrar referee report, not available. League reports. Bill is our, what's that called? Like a roving reporter, but he's our
Just
roving.
jack of all trades.
Our roving league
You didn't catch that on an email. I
representative.
said Royal Palm Jack of all trades the other day.
Is our.
I can give you some
He is
updates real
our
quick.
EDP, TFL, FRL representative. And FGL. No, and FGL.
So just to give you an update, unfortunately, I have to attend meetings every single day. Right now, the Florida Regional League, we have 2 teams that are showing that we have in there right now, 2 boys teams. TFL has not been released yet at all. I don't know when Tom is going to release it. We go back and forth on that constantly. And EDP, they shut down every single morning the GOT Sport, and then it comes up late in the afternoon. It is up now. I saw that the 19s were added to it today. I have a ton of meetings coming up. I have an EDP meeting coming up. We have, I got a meeting tomorrow with N1, even though I don't think we have anything going on with them right now. The big thing that's going to be a change that I'm not thrilled with right now is they decided last minute, after putting all the information out, that we are going to be going digital when it comes to rostering for competitive. So I have a meeting this week. I believe I sent you guys the links to go over exactly what they're going to do for the passing system. And there's a lot of stuff I got to go over with the managers and the coaches for them to understand, because there are allowances this year that are different than last year. But everybody is moving in a digital direction, and by springtime, everything will be 100% digital. My concern is,
And again, I'm not.
No player passes?
Yeah, no, I get that, but like, how do you implement that? Does somebody sit there with a phone on the
that's
field?
what's going to happen, is they're going to have to download.
She'll scan
So the issue with GOT Sport is a little difficult to deal with, and they go down all the time. So the recommendation I've given to all my clubs is still print the roster and take it with you anyway. The reporting requirements are going to be a lot different this year, too. When it comes to scoring, everything is going to have to be put in a certain way. With the new GOT Sport app that they're putting in, referees are going to have to do more work, because they're going to have to track the yellow cards now and a few other things. But we're going to have a meeting this week. For that, I'll bring back whatever information they put out and send it to the board. So this way you guys are aware of it, because most of these meetings are at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon when most people are working.
I see those.
Yeah, they seem to do a lot of that. So we have that. Nothing on the FYSA front this month. Next month will be their board meeting. They do a meeting on club meeting. It's usually the third Monday of the month, but I usually attend that too.
You really look good with your hair. I mean, I'm like, you really should stay on top of that, because you look very sharp. I like that.
The biggest thing this year that we have to emphasize to the coaches and the managers when it comes to the meeting is they're not going to have the fluidity with the schedules that they had in the past. It's a 10-day window from when the game is scheduled. There are no changes. If they want to change a game within that 10-day window, the league will let them do it, but there's a $250 fine that's attached to it. I'll still do what I do to try to work with them so we don't get banged on the referee fees and stuff. You know, Shinoy could be a little difficult to deal with, but I usually send him the schedules on Monday. I'll still continue to do that. But the managers have got to learn that you cannot cancel a game in that 10 days, because there's nothing I can do with the administrative fees. That's a league thing, and if they get gigged with that, it gets hit right against the club's GOT Sport account. So we'll monitor that if there's any issues going on with that, and I will email you, but they're going to have to be on the hook and understand that I can't have I don't have enough girls to play, because that's what we got last year. Also, I'm going to push them not to back up their games either. We had that problem in the past, too.
Real quick, is Shinoy the one that wants the schedules by Monday to him?
That's a
Or
standard.
you just
That's a standard with most assigners, so I agree with him on that. I generally will give him the schedules by Monday, Tuesday, the latest.
See, I was going to say I would prefer Tuesday.
Yeah, he's
Just
been
because
pretty
coming
good
out
with
of a
me with that.
weekend, people know what's
Yeah,
gonna
he's been
happen.
pretty good with me on that. He don't normally assign the referees until starting on Wednesday. But you got to remember, you're in competition with every other assigner right now. So the longer you wait, the less likelihood you're going to get some of the better referees to come in. So normally I'll send him on a Monday, and you guys get the copies of all the emails. I'll send him a preliminary, and if there's something that seems like it may change, I'll let him know this may change. Or if I know that a game is probably not going to go on, I'll tell him the game highlighted is not going to go on.
You've done a great job with that.
We tried to. I mean, it's not perfect, but just trying to keep us from getting fined. Because the other thing this year, too, which is a change that the coaches are going to have to get with, too, is now all referee fees are paid for by the home team. So that's another issue that I'm dealing with the leagues on right now, because if a team flakes out on us, I'm going to institute something that I hope I get you guys support on, that we will not reschedule a game if a team flakes out on us until they pay those referee fees back to Royal Palm Beach and their administrative fees. So I'm going to let the managers know that
fine with
don't
that.
even try to schedule the game until that money comes in. And it has to be validated through either Vanessa, Shinoy, or one of us saying that, yes, we have the funds over here, because we're not going to eat the cost for some of these other clubs. It's ridiculous.
That's good.
Yeah, as
very
soon as,
good.
I mean, they can sell me, and as soon as I get it, I let everybody know.
Yeah, that's fine. Last year, they either zelled you, they zelled Shinoy, or even sometimes they even sent it to my corporate office, and my guys would just send it over to whatever, which is fine. I'm not so much concerned with the referee fee part of it on it. I'm more concerned
Even the
with
fee.
the other stuff
Yeah,
that
'cause
goes
then
on.
I can always have it, I can always send it to Matt, so that way
Yeah.
he can do the books. I do
the-
have a question. So on the 10-day window, doesn't it go up if it's like in 7 days or 5 days? Don't they add more fees on?
No, it's going to be pretty standard. The rule book, so we have a thing called the Sunshine Leagues right now, even though it's not a real organization. That is your TFL, FGL, EDP. All your FISA leagues are going to fall under one umbrella this year. So they're supposed to be coming out with one pretty much standard rule book, which will make it a lot easier for the coaches and everybody across the board. So I'm pushing the leagues right now. I've been meeting, obviously with Victor and Mickey and EDP. They're on board. Tom's a little bit difficult to deal with, but he's on board. Trying to get them to have a standardized set of things for when we're dealing with scheduling and all that. So this way we're not running around and fighting. But I also turned around and told them too, I need their support when somebody flakes out on us, that they're going to back us up and not play this back and forth game, because I said Royal Palm is not going to be the piggy bank for some of these other clubs. So they seem to be on board with that. I know that the state, when we had FSPL last year for the team, was on board with it all the way through. So those conversations are still going on right now. So if somebody flakes on us, and I know it, I send the email out first, which you guys will be CC'd on. We give them that week or 2 weeks to do the thing, but they're also told we will not reschedule this game until whatever fees are owed to Royal Palm Beach. And then once we get a clearance from them, that's fine. The only issue I have with the leagues is, even though they'll back us up sometimes, if somebody flakes on us, the reason I won't reschedule the game is we won't recuperate those fees in our GOT Sport account till the next season. And who wants to wait 6, 7, 8 months to recuperate a couple $1,000s? So.
Right. No, thank you. Yep, that's our league rep. And, we just say leagues rep. We don't even say what league, leagues rep. All righty, any open comments for membership?
Packed room.
Bill. Unfinished business, Got Sport and Team Snack. I'm so hungry. Got Sport and Team Snap registrations, we need both of them matching, the same number on each side. I think some people get lazy on the Team Snap side.
Yes,
So-
I have a few that are in
Or,
pending.
I'm sorry, on the Got Sport side.
Like when I went through it today, I actually do have a couple in GOT Sport that are not in Team Snap. And that's why I sent out that message to everybody that have not. And I really do hope that they're not practicing with these kids if they are not on their Team Snap roster, which I have reiterated many times because they are not covered. So I will reiterate it again tomorrow.
Well, I think people follow rules a little bit more closely. We had an issue last Thursday. So everybody's aware, our comp teams are practicing on Cats 1 and Seminole 9. No deviations from that. There's a reason why we have a practice schedule. All right, if you are told to practice on a specific field, in a specific area on that specific field, that's where you are to practice. These things aren't just randomly thrown together and just, wherever it falls, it falls. They're very calculated, planned out, organized practice schedules. We had a situation last Thursday where there was a field open somewhere, and one of our coaches was told, oh, it's fine to use that field, and that wasn't the case. So not sure why we're having people outside of the organization assigning and approving additional field space to us. That's not how it works. And that'll be the last time that happens, because if anybody or any team, any parent, any coach, anything ever gets in the way of our permits, they will no longer be part of this program. I mean, it's a very simple concept. Without fields, we don't have a program. Simple. And I'm just not sure, like, if people understand that. When we cancel practice, it means practice is canceled. That means you don't find another place to practice, because now that is not something that falls under our insurance. And, you know, whether it's competitive or rec, that should never happen. And if it does happen, again, those people will be removed from the program. I have no problem with that. And again, if you guys haven't noticed, I don't feel like I'm as nice of a person anymore.
You're still a softy.
Still somewhat of a softy, Bill, but, you know, over the years, you see the amount of things that you do for people.
They take it for
And then
granted.
at the end of the day, you realize, wow, like, you were like nothing to them. Like, they had no problem turning their backs on you or stabbing you. There's plenty of people that have left our program that have done it the right way, where I am still great friends with them, recommendations, references, anything you need. Then there's other sneaky, dirty people that do things behind your back, regardless of what you've done for them. Yeah, so the nice guy stuff, don't ask me for anything. Don't ask for handouts, don't ask for nothing. I don't care what your situation is. You want to be a number, you'll be treated like a number. All righty. Balls for the comp program. Everybody has?
Everybody has them. As of today, the last person, Rigo, got his, and they all have game balls. I have about 50 cases of balls at my house that I'm willing to bring to cats.
A lot of balls, Vanessa.
Lots of balls, all different kinds.
All righty. The status of the turf project. Ron, this is where you chime in.
Oh, boy.
No change? Still no expected date?
I do have a question, if you don't mind me asking, in reference to
Please
that.
identify yourself.
So with the four-phase project going on with the village right now, one of the other concerns that I discussed with a couple of the board members is, as the construction projects are going on, parking. Do we have any idea of when they're going to start doing some of the parking lot stuff over there? Because that could impact us also, so we have maybe a little bit of a notice.
Are they doing something on the parking lot now?
Yeah, if you could just, when you
That'll
find out.
connect.
By the pavilion
Yeah.
also, yeah. They got
Yes, I know
excited.
I know the construction permit, they're supposed to have everything completed by September of 2027. That was the agreement that they have with the contractors. I'm just asking if you guys get any headway, if you could let the board know, because that parking thing could really impact us significantly if they turn around and say, all of a sudden, we're in the middle of our thing, oh, we're taking your parking lot away, and we lose 200 spaces while they're doing their thing, so.
And you guys saw it. It was nice when the village council came and they were able to see, like, wow, like, this place is packed. Like, you know, and we were parked all the way down the street. So the need for parking was very obvious. New business with the competitive program. And I'm going to go over this with the, you know, at the meeting tomorrow with the coaches and managers, as well as with the, we're having a competitive parent meeting also
Yeah, I forgot about that. That was Saturday or
on Sunday, the 3rd or 5th, whatever it is. It's a Sunday.
2 meetings that day, 2.
Yeah, 2
So you gotta
meetings.
talk twice.
Small-sided and then followed by full-sided.
That means
just
you gotta
because
talk
of
twice.
spacing issues. So, yeah, for a parent, for comp. So, and things we're gonna go over and just so you guys are kind of familiar with this, the amount of studying, I feel like I'm back to school here, just trying to understand all these changes and how everything's linked up and blah. Go ahead, Bill.
Okay, so I'll bring everybody up to speed on some of the stuff that's going on, that's being
Well,
discussed.
I kind of have like.
You have some of it?
Like a little hierarchy and like how it's like split up. No, I'm like trying to really dummy this
Okay.
down.
I'm gonna
not
dummy
only
it,
just for
I'm gonna dummy
myself,
it down
but
for you.
others can.
I'm gonna dummy it down for you right now so that this way everybody understands the short version. US Soccer will be taking over control of all soccer programs in all the states over the next 5 years. There is a big meeting that's going on where the state representative right now, who's the vice president, will actually be voting our executive director on the 29th. In the 5-year plan, they're going to take control of all the programs for competitive, and there's going to be one pathway. He's not going to have multiple pathways anymore. So in the long run, it will make it a lot easier for the clubs because they're looking to reduce the costs over time right now and to provide more guidance and services as time goes on. So you will see US Club, USYA,
Well, the services suck right now.
and they are fully
And
aware of that.
absolutely horrible.
And when I was up at AGM, I voiced my dissatisfaction in the meetings about duplication of services, the costs on the clubs. One of the main concerns I also brought up at the meeting too, which they overlooked, is we have tax bills that are going to be voted on soon. And how is that going to impact all of us? And what is soccer going to do for us? FYSA also is sitting on $10 million slush fund right now. So I stood up in the meeting and said, that money belongs to the clubs. What are you guys going to do with the clubs? Don't tell me you're going to spend $200,000 a year between 200 and something clubs, and that's acceptable, because it's not acceptable. I said, if FYSA ends up folding in this thing, I said, that money needs to go directly back to those clubs based on the makeup and the size of the clubs. So US Soccer has assured us that they will take care of the clubs and there'll be monies available for things.
I don't buy that.
Well, we've got it on record, so we're pushing it right now.
They're going to do what they want to do.
We know they're going to do what they want to
They're
do.
going to swallow everything up, and then they're going to inherit all the money on top of it.
Well, that's the one thing that we're trying to put in place right now with the FYSA bylaws and stuff. They can't. They can't take the money over because of the way that the bylaws are written, and I made sure that when we were up there that was put on the floor. So if they were to fold, that money has to go back to the clubs. It cannot go to US Soccer. We also took the power away from Dale up there, that he cannot move any monies over to US Soccer at all. That money stays in Florida. We don't want it going to California or Tennessee or anything like that.
Determines how the money gets distributed.
It goes, believe it or not, by the setup will be based on how big your program is. What a lot of people...
Numbers-wise? Or
Numbers-wise. So what a lot of people don't understand is how big our program actually is in the state of Florida because of the recreation program. We carry a lot of votes. So when we're in that room up there and Shinoy's casting a vote for something, we even trump some of the other clubs local to us, Wellington and all that. We have a lot more votes. Yep. So we carry a lot more leeway when it comes to things. Now, most of the amendments that came up there was 7 of them. 2 got pulled, 4 of them failed. We only passed 1 thing up there, which was important. There's going to be a pathway now that instead of having to do all these stupid registrations from US Club to play in Pfizer and back and forth, there is a pathway that is being developed right now that if you register for one, you can register for them all. And that's going to be the pathway that US Soccer is going anyway, because it is ridiculous right now what the costs are. I mean, we got to do level 2 background checks for the Pfizer side of things, but US Club also has our coaches that are doing their stuff, doing an additional background check. It's a waste of money across the board. Mm-hmm. And when I crunched the numbers and saw how much savings a club of our size will have when they change some of these things, we're going to save some money, because unfortunately, things are going up right now, and the trend, because we're being priced out of paradise, and a lot of clubs are really jamming these travel fees on their clubs. We're one of the best, by the way. I got to say, our fees are one of the lower fees, and we provide better services than a lot of the other ones. But there's a couple of clubs I know right now in the Orlando area south that are charging $8,000 a year for a competitive player just to play. That's without tournaments and everything else. So the trend that's going on right now because of the economy is I'm starting to notice that a lot of the competitive programs, because of all the nonsense that's going on with MLS and all this other falsities, and you could change these leagues around, they're starting to lose players, and the recreation programs are starting to gain players. And that's a trend that I've seen even with our club, if you do the 5-year historical going back right now. So we're doing things right because our program is one of the programs that's growing right now. And as long as we keep doing what we got to do, that's the important thing. But we just need to get the support of our village council and everyone. Everybody's in a panic mode right now over some of the legislative bills that are going to be voted on in November with the taxes. And that is a serious thing that we all need to consider right now, because if any of those bills end up passing, those costs get passed on one way to the other. I mean, people don't realize the impact of passing some of these bills that are out there right now, how it's going to impact the programs for the kids and even the adults. So something that we all have to look at, and we just got to make sure that when we're looking at our books and stuff, that we're doing everything in the best business practices as possible right now to move the program forward. And I think we're heading in the right direction.
All right, good. Thank you again, Bill. So my version of things is just trying to understand the alphabet soup garbage that has been created over there. You got U.S. Youth Soccer over here, and you got U.S. Club Soccer over here. Underneath U.S. Youth Soccer is where the state affiliates like FYSA stands. Under FYSA, you've got their highest league that you can play in currently as of this year, which would be FRL.
Correct.
Below FRL are the local leagues, the TFLs, the EDPs, all that. FRL is the old FSPL, which is rebranded.
Which, just so you know, the state got out of business this year of running the league, so they have contracted out. So EDP will actually be running FRL.
They're the administrator.
Yes, so all the local leagues will be the ones that will actually be administering the state leagues. One of the other things that we did change this year on a state level is when it comes to the cups. We're not going to have the President's Cup, Commissioner's Cup, and all that nonsense all over the place like they did last year, which was a nightmare. They're going to do them pretty much on 1 or 2 weekends. And we're also, for most of the month of March, I believe the first weekend of March will be the only time that we have it going on. And then during the spring break time, there will be no state cup games going on. So that's one thing that we were able to take care of.
All right, and then on the other side of U.S. Youth Soccer, you got this U.S. Club, which we are now a member of. And this U.S. Club has as their, how EDP is the administrator for FRL. They've got FCL, the Florida
FCL
Clubs
is now N1.
No. FCL, which is the Florida Club League,
Yes.
is the administrator for the N1 League and for the ECNLR League, that they do their administration stuff. Those are club-based operations, ECNL, ECNLR.
SEFPL also is another one.
N1 is the highest team-based competition, that league that you can play in. The pathway to get into N1 is through the U.S. Club path or on the U.S. Youth path by winning FRL. The next progression could be that. So, all great on paper. So we applied all these leagues and everything. We had a team that was in the National League last year. The National League was U.S. Youth Soccer. The National Premier League was with US Club. They are now combined, and they make N1. So theoretically, if you were in NL, you go to N1. If you were in NPL, you go to N1. Our NL team finished third. That's a no-brainer. They get promoted. Didn't happen. Then on another front, we have one of our teams win the Florida State Premier League. That's automatic promotion. They don't even get back into FSPL and FRL this year. Which is like, yeah,
Well,
like
here-
you won
here's-
it,
here's
and
another
not only don't
caveat.
you get promoted, but you don't even get to stay at the same
Here's
level.
another caveat, Mal.
They got relegated for winning the top league in the state.
I got another caveat to throw out too. So the N1 starting out, first set of games will be the weekend of August 29th. They only have a 1-year contract with US Club. So after this season is over,
Yeah, it's gonna-
we don't even know what it's going to look like next year.
A whole new mix-up thing again. So whatever, I had sent my thoughts to them regarding this.
The team's
and
got-
Received. I'm
No,
gonna
that
share
was
it,
after.
I'm gonna share it at the coaches meeting and with the parents, because again, the parents are upset. Like, especially on the girls' side. You know, the girls' side, now all of the girls' teams, they only play in one league on the
FISA side.
FYSA side, on the US Youth Soccer side. That's the Florida Girls League. On the US Club side, you can play in ECNLR or in
And
N1, in N1.
SEFPL or any of those.
So why aren't any of our teams in N1? So when you look, we're in EDP right now, which is on this side. We're on EDP, and all the teams that we're playing against, all these age groups that we're in, are like, kind of like out of the area teams and all that stuff. It's a local league, and we're having to play out of the area. It's kind of weird. If you look at N1, which is the highest team-based thing, and it's like a regional, kind of, it's actually a state league, is what it is. You look in there, every local club, teams that we played against, competed against, we beat, they're all in N1. Yet
They all got promoted,
so
even though they
my
shouldn't have
question
been
is,
promoted.
why are we in US Club? Like, what is the purpose of
I
us
wish I
being
could
in
give
US
you an
Club?
answer on that.
I had to go
I can
to
tell
get
you this much.
FRL.
There are certain clubs.
Yeah.
I can tell you this much, there are certain clubs that I contract with my business that are all US Club now, they're not doing anything with FISA at all. And there's also one local club up the street from us that is not doing anything with FISA this year too, they are doing 100% US Club. Don't know why. I don't think it's going to be much of a difference in competition. I mean, when we had
Bill,
last year.
if you look at how it's set up on the girls' side, the quote-unquote lower Florida Girls League is more competition than the higher state league, which is the
Correct.
N1.
Correct.
Because all these teams, just so they can say, we're playing in N1, they went and played over there. So now it's crazy.
So they N1 sold everybody a bill of goods, unfortunately. When they were National League last year, you had 200 teams that put in for the entire program. This year, they have 1,100 teams that put in for N1. Makes no sense. And they're picking
We
and
don't know.
choosing.
Well, I'm going to explain this all very thoroughly. Oh, that's what good thing, it just kind of hit my head here. Is there a way we can get like a dry erase board to the coaches meeting tomorrow? Do we have one? Does somebody have one? we can bring? No? No, believe me, that place doesn't have one.
used to have a small one in concession.
And that's long gone, I
No,
haven't
you
seen
need
that.
like an easel looking one,
Yeah,
is what you want.
something where we can write and
I'm gonna try to buy one. For future use, I mean, if you ever just need it.
yeah,
To my car.
Get up at your door.
If you want, pick one up and just bring it to the meeting, I guess, because we'll need it for the week anyways. Because we'll have a couple of meetings over there. And then the other thing would be the polos. I mean, try to dig blacks up if you
I
can.
did last time, and I didn't get them back.
Well, just for the meeting.
No,
You
that's
know
what I'm saying, I
mean?
did last time, and then they took them,
And
and
you
then I
tell
didn't
them
get them back.
they're gonna have to share them, because I want everybody, I've
But to
got
do
it,
a
I've
whole
got it.
team, like a whole group, you won't, I mean, unless just have them wear a regular black one, we could hide the ones that don't have the logo behind other people.
But see, this isn't gonna be like the kind of, this is supposed to be
Yeah.
like some,
I know. I know.
you know, professionally kind of whatever with the backdrops and all this, the lighting.
Well, the backdrop is nice.
Well, you can make it whatever you
I
want,
know, but the one
basically,
he's had
yeah,
up
yeah.
forever.
Yeah, so just wanted to be, just wanna, you know, set us in a different
You know, and I didn't
direction
buy black
over
last
here.
season because everybody complained they didn't want black,
Black's the sharpest look, man.
because it's too hot. That's what they said.
So the polos, the dry erase board, yeah, because this is impossible, like, without, like, diagramming it out. You know, and then I'm thinking maybe I can bring my projector or something like that. It's just a pain in the butt, like, lugging that around.
Well, he's got a projector. Little back thing. The whole thing is a projector. Yeah. But,
Well, yeah, if you want to pick
yeah, I will.
one up, pick one up, I guess. What else? I think that's it.
Goalkeeper training's there. I saw him there today.
Yeah, goalkeeping, flip sides. Goalkeeping trainer beginning September 1st. So currently, we have him doing an hour and a half on Tuesdays and Thursdays for the competitive kids. Once rec starts, what we're gonna do on Tuesdays and Thursdays still, and still only for the competitive kids, is to go 45 minutes with the small-sided guys and 45 minutes with the full-sided older kids.
Tuesday, Thursday with the rec? Tuesdays and Thursday with the rec?
Yeah, it's after, it doesn't, I think Monday, Wednesday's actually worse this year.
No, I'm thinking about Friday.
I don't,
Because the problem is, I understand, but people's gonna go, people that practice Monday, Wednesday, maybe they're gonna go the extra day, fine. But the people that practice Tuesday, Thursday.
well,
gonna miss the Friday.
that's why I'm switching it to 45. Because I was given the goalkeepers, I told the coaches, give the goalkeepers a choice. They can either do the goalkeeping trainer for half the session, then come practice with the team for the remainder of the session. Or on Tuesday, say they go to the goalkeeper practice, and on Thursday, they come to whatever. So this way now, they have an opportunity just to do 45 minutes both days, and they still get half a practice on both days. So,
The meeting is tomorrow, right?
yeah.
Yeah, 8:19, not 4:20.
Oh, yeah, because I'm like, what?
Did I put 429?
Yeah,
The hell am I?
you were off just a little bit.
I just wanted to make sure. I was like, I thought it was tomorrow. Okay, 8:19.
For the coaches meeting,
Yes.
I
it says
thought-
8:24.
This is
No, that's rec.
4:29.
That's the rec one, Mal.
Yeah, flip the, by the way, nice paper.
No, yeah, you don't even say. Dude,
It
hey,
is nice
nothing but the
papers.
best, man, nothing but the best. That's so stressful. So stressful, man.
I hate this time of the year. I got to tell you, I
Yeah.
really cannot.
No, this is
very rough.
without a doubt, probably the worst, like, 10-day stretch.
Uniforms
a lot of
for
things.
comp site is already being worked on. I will be getting a delivery this weekend,
All right,
and hopefully
how many new ones are we bringing in, you think?
not very many new ones,
All right, good.
but a lot old ones that reordered. and-
Reordered?
Yeah. Probably I would say anywhere from 10 to 12 on each team. The least was like 6 on a team that are ordered. But because adult medium is now, I guess, so many people all of a sudden are adult medium, she had to put an order in, and then we're gonna get that in, and then I'll probably go pick that up next week. So hopefully everybody will have it by,
Is she
Zero.
aware of our vendor situation?
no.
So All right, I've got nothing else unless somebody wants to add something else. Hey, guys, thank you. Hey, Rocco, I didn't
Rocco
think like,
rocks.
I didn't,
Everybody too.
I didn't think there would
Oh,
be
yeah.
another Sean. I mean, and Sean's the one that actually recommended him. So like, very cool. Oh,
Don't
this
lose
is so
him, Mal.
cute. My name.
Just keep them in the truck.
You did everything
Just in
great. You
case.
did everything great except,
wanted
you
everybody
did
to
everything
have
great except the whole color coordination thing.
What are these for?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I thought they had different colors, but yeah.
I'm gonna leave it in my office in Pompano.
What is
We've been,
color?
Dennis and,
The goals.
One green.
Yeah, I thought they all had different
Only one
colors,
key has a
but
color on it, right?
Green.
it doesn't matter. It'll open something. It'll
So the
open
only one,
something.
if it says color, the only
that's it, it's
one
3
with the color
keys,
on
3
it?
locks, that's it.
He was gonna color all of them, but it didn't work out.
Different, so don't worry about the color. They all work though.
So one key open field 1 and 2, the other one open 3 and 4.
So on my little tag where it
Well,
says
you've got
color
1 and 2.
13, 19 means nothing?
2 and 3 because
so
you've got the
confusing.
U12s, and then 4.
Just trying to use all three, see which one works.
That's cool. All right, no,
You know
good.
you're never
good.
gonna have it.
Good.
I have the original, I have my set, I have a set for what we talked about. And if we need another set, Barb can have a set, then
I don't want anything to do with it.
In my car, I leave the set of gold keys in my car. The only time we use them is Dennis and I
Yeah.
on the comp nights.
when the
Make
other
sure that the
coaches
stuff is
leave
put
them
up.
open.
We make sure
Yes.
that they're locked
So
before we
good
leave the end of the
thing
night.
is that yes, he's a bomb.
Also,
Sardinas tomorrow night. He's the only one that hasn't picked
Yeah.
up the key. The rest of them,
You'll never see that key again.
one of those too.
Did Mal ever return the radio from last year yet? Or you
Yes,
still-
he did.
Okay. Okay, okay.
So,
hey, no, but getting back, Rocco, for real, thank you. I appreciate you just
welcome.
just being very proactive with things. And it's not like you're not waiting, it's not like, wait to be told something. I mean, he just goes
Just
out
does
and
it.
does things. Vanessa, like, out of this world with, like, you guys don't know the amount of work with the competitive stuff that she does. A lot.
Yeah, we read it all in Team Snap. Blows
not
my
even
mind.
half of it.
And I have to
6
work
messages
extra
later.
hard putting out the
My
fights
fires that I
she.
fight, which I will bring up tomorrow.
The entertainment.
No, just
No,
like,
I'm just gonna reiterate, our form of contact with people is only through our chat.
just be nice.
I'll give
be
a couple
nice.
examples. How we've lost whole teams because of it. No, but anyway,
Right.
on a serious note, we have 2 key boxes that I purchased that are going to be going up.
Right.
Rocco is going to put 1 set inside the key box, and he's gonna label, this is for this is for that. He will have the capability to, if somebody says, oh, I don't have my gold key, set a code for that person, and he can then check if that key doesn't go back, who that person was. And we can change the code every single time. It's electronic.
Kind of the pain.
You're
in the
too
butt,
nice.
but Kind of a pain. in
If
the
it's
butt.
not electronic, I'll change it.
Yeah. So we know that person will not have access to it again.
You're just too nice.
I'm just
I was about
afraid when
coaches,
they
just
have it, then
keep
they
track of
put
your
copies.
keys.
No. It's gotta go back in the box that same night it's
All
gonna
right,
go.
all right. make
And if it
sure.
doesn't, then they're gonna get fined for it.
Need to be back to the box in the next 3 hours, okay? Because if you know they're gonna do copies and all that.
10 minutes, it could be back
Yeah.
technically.
Well, they gotta lock it back up. Oh, no, they don't have to. They can just hit it. They don't
I
have
don't know why
to
they
use the
just
key
can't
for it.
hold on to their
No,
keys.
unlock it and
I look kind of muscular.
you do. I thought, wow, I actually did this week.
Throw the wires on the floor, throw the logs on the floor, and they're just like,
I put on like,
I'm also gonna paint the locks so they show up on the grass, so we can find them. Yeah.
No.
And Bill, I'm sure you noticed those blocks are nice.
Nice.
Great.
They're
Yes.
fantastic. And like I said, we're training the kids out there with the comp at the end of the night where to put the goals. Right now, we've been a little bit liberal with them because we're only using field one for right now, but the coaches have already been told already that as soon as we get the other fields back, those other goals need to go back to where they need to be.
Exactly. When rec starts, they need to go back to their other spots. So there's a couple teams that'll lose those U10 goals on that side.
But we're making sure, like I said, at the end of the night, Mondays and Wednesdays, Dennis and I walk around, make sure everything's locked up the way it's supposed to be.
Oh, that's the last thing. Can you, all right, put a motion, somebody?
Motion to end the competitive portion of the meeting at 7:58 PM.
I second that.
All righty, competitive portion of the board meeting is adjourned. Good night.